He was labeled the
three. James scores! The Cavaliers with an improbable victory.
The prophecy is nearing fulfillment. For Cleveland, the NBA Finals is one victory away. The Pistons' task is clear. Extinguish the Cavaliers' fire before it becomes an inferno and engulfs their postseason.
We've been here before, and now we've got to regroup and get it done.
I respect the Pistons more than any team in the league.
Detroit must triumph tonight and push the series the distance. It's win or go home. Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals is next.
St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio, number 23, LeBron James! Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, show your love for your Cleveland Cavaliers!
The introduction of LeBron James. His Cavaliers ready to go. LeBron coming off the greatest game of his career in the biggest game in Cavaliers franchise history until tonight, with the Cavs in position to advance to the NBA Finals, while the Pistons are looking to extend to a 7th and final game Monday night back at the Palace. Tonight in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Detroit Pistons, with their season on the line, facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Doug Collins. We'll hear more from Craig Sager in just a moment. This crowd is pumped. They are ready to go. Let's check out the McDonald's starting lineup. First, for the Cavaliers, the question is, what does LeBron do for an encore following his epic performance in Game 5, and how do the Pistons handle him tonight? But Cleveland must get better production from Drew Gooden and Sasha Pavlovich, and once again, Larry Hughes will start despite his injured left foot. For the Pistons, Rasheed Wallace's play has dropped off the past couple of games. They need more from Rasheed and Tayshaun Prince at both ends of the court. Rip Hamilton and Chauncey Billups have picked up their play the past 2 games. The officials tonight. The leaders, Ed F. Rush in his 21st season, Jack Reese in his 29th year, and Joe DeRosa in his 18th season. This is the first ever game in the month of June in the history of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And guys, the Pistons got off to that fast start in Game 5 Thursday night. They upped the tempo. Cliff Saunders felt the Pistons had to play quicker, and they did, particularly in the first half.
Well, Marv, they used a lot of their half-court traps, and when they're playing good offensively, they can do that. They can get back into that defense. Now, early in this game, look for Rip Hamilton to be matched up against LeBron James. If they go man-to-man, they're hoping his speed might bother him, and maybe it will shake loose Tayshaun Prince, Marv, who you talked about, has been struggling, and they need him to play well.
Pistons controlling the opening tip. Here's Rasheed Wallace. He was able to get behind Drew Gooden.
Well, we heard Reggie Miller in the pregame show talk about how important Rasheed is in those Pacer-Pistons series of a few years back. Rasheed was always the key guy. I agree with Reggie. Rasheed, again, the key guy here tonight.
And the Cavaliers like to open up with Zydrunas Ilgauskas to get him going. And you notice matchup change right at the start. Rip Hamilton opening up defending LeBron James. And the foul is called as Pavlovich got his hands on Weber. It is a non-shooting foul. Pistons won the first 2 games in Detroit by the identical scores, 79-76. First time in NBA playoff history consecutive games have the same final score. Cavaliers won the 2 here in Cleveland. And then led by LeBron, they take Game 5 at the Palace. Wallace with the miss on the back tap, handled by Hamilton. Rebounded by Weber, so Chris Weber comes off a strong game in Detroit with the bucket. It's a 4-0 Detroit lead. Pass intended for Ilgauskas, picked off by Wallace. Phillips to the pull-up. Yes, 6-0 Pistons.
Well, this is always the case when you're trying to close out a series at home. Even if you're a veteran team, you got so much emotion. The crowd is into it. And in a way, you tense up a little bit. There's almost too much on the line. And the visiting team, meanwhile, plays like they have nothing to lose.
Well, Flip Saunders telling us earlier, he said, we want the Cavs in a mindset not to lose rather than looking for the win. Here's Gooden. Standing one-handed by Drew Gooden. He's very quiet. The other night has played well here in the 2 games at the Q.
Yeah, and that baseline jump shot has been almost automatic for him if they can get him in a nice rhythm.
Weber getting inside. Pistons looking for a foul on Ilgauskas. James working against the back. Pedaling Hamilton. Here's Pavlovich to the rim, and he is fouled by Weber.
Well, Flip Saunders told us before the game, we've got to corral LeBron early. And you see some words out here between LeBron and Rip Hamilton. Flip Saunders upset, I think, about... I don't know what he's upset about. Well, the foul was on the Pistons. Actually, what happened is after Pavlovich went up for that shot, he sort of rolled out of there, and he and Rip Hamilton bumped into each other, a little push there. So you can already see little feistiness. Everybody knows what's at stake, and they need Pavlovich. Mark, you talked about that the last 2 ball games. He has not shot the ball well, but watch here after he goes in here and gets fouled. He sort of rolls out here, a little contact right here, he and Rip Hamilton. So that's sort of the thing that they were talking about there, and I think that Flip was unhappy about.
Well, meanwhile, on that play, the reason Pavlovich was so open because Flip Saunders talked about corralling LeBron. He had 3 guys on him by the time he crossed half court, so there are going to be a lot of openings for the other Cavalier players tonight.
Ilgauskas picked it off. 3-on-2. Pavlovich rejected by Prince. Back come the Pistons. Hamilton able to whip off the dribble by Gooden, but the pass thrown away. See the double on James. It opens it up for Hughes. Yes. Larry Hughes from downtown to hit 2 early threes in Game 5.
And we talk about it all the time. These players are much better at home. Detroit has to be very careful. You can't leave a pro player just wide open. They're going to knock those shots down.
Nice pass. And Hamilton able to shake loose. Pistons with a 2-point advantage. Interestingly, all the Cavaliers have attempted a shot here at the start except for this man, number 23. Pavlovich for 3. And Weber was pushed by Ilgauskas.
You know, Mark, Detroit is known for playing zone. They're in man-to-man right now, but it might as well be zone because it's morphing into one as soon as LeBron James gets the ball. Yeah, that performance the other night was so spectacular. The Pistons have been hearing for 2 days about, well, why didn't you double? Well, it's like they got the message tonight because all 5 guys now are surrounding him every time he touches the ball.
Weber, yes. Chris Weber going to the step back. Pistons 10, Cavaliers 6. Talking about LeBron, Drew Gooden has given him a new nickname. This following Game 5, Ilgauskas getting the roll. Gooden said we're calling him Video Game James. He said some of the things he does are like in a video game. You can't do that in real life. 48 points under pressure on the road. 29 of the last 30, including the game winner. Video Game James. Hamilton got the step.
Oh, he's so quick. Once he gets those shoulders past you, Drew Gooden wanted to slide over there and cut him off. He took a very poor angle. And I've always said with Rip Hamilton or any kind of shooter like that, you don't want to give him layups to get his game started. We saw him in here earlier in the series get a couple layups, and he had a nice first half.
Ilgauskas backing Weber. Tried to go to the drop step. Pavlovich able to recover. And it's thrown away. Phillips for Hamilton. Pulls it back, and they reset. Here's Phillips. Prince. That 3-pointer way off. Kicks it out. Hughes again for three. Yes. So Larry Hughes, who opened up early with 2 threes in Game 5, does the same right here.
Very similar to what we saw at the end of Game 6 in the fourth quarter against New Jersey. Same kind of defense, except that time it was Daniel Gibson's and Donyell Marshall knocking those shots down.
Hamilton. Oh, it's stuffed by Rasheed Wallace. 3-point Detroit lead, and LeBron James starting out here in this first quarter looking to set people up. He has 3 assists yet to attempt the shot. Hughes setting the screen. Pavlovich with the step and flips it home.
He didn't even jump that time. It looked like Rasheed was going to come over and block the shot. That was one of a little running flipper with the left hand.
Pistons by 1, just under 6 remaining in the first quarter. Prince. Jordan. It's tipped by Augustus.
Incredible how long he is. I mean, 7'3", long arms. If the ball's anywhere near the rim, he's just going to get a hand on it.
And his size has provided problems for Detroit. Cavaliers have a 1-point lead. Hamilton with a deep shot.
It's usually about 1 step out of his range. They love to run that little play, little guard hand back, where Rip Hamilton a lot of times will cut through, or he'll just cut right behind to get the handoff, and he's so good on that play, moving without the basketball.
Hamilton starts out 3 of 4, 6 points. The lob was deflected short.
But this game has a different feel to it than the first 5. Much more frenetic, much quicker. Both teams looking to shoot faster as Rasheed fires away.
That first half the other night, disjointed. There was so many foul calls. A lot of stoppages. Gooden with that attempted look away. Another Cavalier turnover.
Just make the simple play. He got up in the air, started looking around. We see back-to-back turnovers.
Phillips for 3. Yes. Chauncey Phillips from downtown. Pistons lead by 4, and the Cavaliers take a timeout.
Well, Rip Hamilton, that's why I talked about that little hand back that he gets, a little jump shot, and then back-to-back turnovers, and the Detroit capitalizes. This is a 3 from Phillips, 5 straight points, and they're up 4.
Welcome back to Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. We are at the Q, and right here, time for the Gatorade Around the Cooler report. Here's Craig Sager.
We told you in the preview show that the Pistons spent yesterday holding a players-only meeting. Here's what LeBron James did after playing over 50 minutes and scoring 48 points. He slept. Too tired to drive home after the game. He spent the night in a Cleveland condominium, slept till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, then drove home to Akron. Got a phone call from Mike Brown, who says, is there anything we can do to help make you feel better? He said, yeah, send the trainer. So assistant athletic trainer Mike Mancius went down to his house, stretched his muscles, then he watched tape of the game, not to admire his own highlights, but to see how the team is more effective when he's in an attack mode.
That was a game that went 3 hours and 35 minutes. It was a telethon.
I had a trainer come to my hotel room. Got to rub down.
Pavlovich for 3. Fast start for Sasha Pavlovich. He has 6 points. Detroit's lead is 1.
His shooting is so important. He's been 4 of 17 for the last 2 ball games. They need him to make those open shots.
There's Antonio McDyess, who just checked in. Antonio well rested after being ejected on that flagrant 2 late in the first quarter of Game 5.
I thought that was one of the keys to the game, because Detroit really missed his pick-and-roll defense in the second half. We saw how easily LeBron James got past the Detroit big men. Jason Maxiell, very quick but very inexperienced. That was maybe too big of a moment for him. I thought McDyess his absence was huge.
Anderson Varejao has come on for Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Here's Carlos Delfino just came on. Fitzpatrick said he will go to Delfino more frequently. And a jump ball is called. Good play by McDyess, getting the tie-up with James.
Well, Flip told us before the game, too, Marv, that he's going to get his bench in there early. They played a lot of minutes the other night. You spoke about it being a telethon, and just see maybe who can bring something special tonight on this road? Can it be Delfino? There'll be a technical foul here, I think, on Chris Webber. Already very testy here. We know what's at stake. One team could advance or one team could send it to Game 7.
Jack Neese calling the technical.
You know, sometimes when you come to a team, you almost take on the personality of that team. And Weber's never been a guy who's been real demonstrative. We saw him in the interview with Craig Sager the other night. He was bitter and angry. It was almost like Rashid had rubbed off on him a little bit too much.
I thought it was just a reaction to Craig.
That could have been it.
That'll do it. They must have called a double technical here, so
Apparently Hamilton.
So we've seen Pavlovich already bump into Hamilton. We've seen him with Weber, so he's going to be very careful here now.
Hamilton and Pavlovich going at it again, so they were teed up. But on the Weber technical, the Cavs will go to the line. Here's another look. The shove by Weber on Anderson Varejao. He has been a pinata in the last 2 games. He was the man who was clotheslined by McDice. Led to a flagrant 2. So LeBron James converts on the technical, and that's his first point.
Well, you would have to say Cleveland has to be pretty happy with this start. Detroit has come out. They've gotten some steals. They've gotten the passing lane, gotten some scores. It's 19 all, and LeBron really has gotten everybody involved. He hasn't even taken a shot from the field yet, and we've played almost 9 minutes.
Now on the tie-up, we'll get the jump ball. Both clubs have shot well here at the start. Cleveland 7 of 11. Detroit 9 for 17. Coming up on 3 minutes left in the first. Delfino trying to get it to McDice, and a foul. Foul on Varejao, that's his first. And the Cavaliers with their 13th foul.
It's been sort of amazing with Cleveland. Drew Gooden has played very good at home, and Varejao has struggled here, but Varejao has played well in Detroit.
You made the point the other day. You thought he was
too high.
Yeah, hyperactive. A little excited. James will go to the line. Did well to get that shot off, and it ribbed out.
Well, Rip Hamilton, obviously you look at body strength, and there's no way that he's going to be able to keep his body on top of LeBron James. And LeBron's doing a smart thing now. He's getting the contact and getting up in the air and trying to finish that shot, getting to the line.
Well, and that's why it's so important for Detroit to make shots and get Cleveland in the half court, because when they're in transition and LeBron gets a full head of steam, there's nothing you can do. In fact, Game 5, that's exactly what happened down the stretch. He got loose, and he made a few lay-ins, couple dunks, and then his jump shot started to go in. Look at that, 11 for 14 in the last 17 minutes, 0 for 10 for the rest of the club.
And I think that's why everybody was clamoring over why didn't they force him to pass the ball on the last possession. They're double, tripling, whatever, make somebody else. Nobody else had made a shot, 0 of 10.
Cavs up by 1, just under 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Shot clock to 6. Weber finds Hamilton. Phillips had it and then lost it. Timeout called with 2:38 left in this first quarter. Lots of extracurricular activity here between these two clubs in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Pistons hoping to extend to a Game 7. Cavs have a 1-point lead on the Pistons. And the final minutes of this first quarter. Back in Cleveland, Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Doug Collins. Steve, what's new with you?
Oh, nothing. No, I would like to say that I am going to take the general manager job in Phoenix, and I want to take this moment to thank you. It's been 4 great years, and Doug, you've been a great mentor for me, and I want to thank you guys and everybody in the truck and all the people in Atlanta. What a wonderful experience, and looking forward to my new opportunity, but I'm going to miss you guys too, so thank you.
You know, there's a nice ring to it. President and general manager of the Phoenix Suns. It's been a great pleasure for us also, Steve. We're going to miss you on a telecast. The one request that we do have, can we continue to go with both Steve Wonders and Steve's refreshing thoughts, even in your absence?
I'll sign off on that. I'll sign the waiver.
I believe Doug had some ticket requests.
Absolutely. Yeah. Some Phoenix
courtside
Suns gear, to work out in and stuff. All kinds of stuff. He's going to be living in my neck of the woods. He's not heard the last from me, Mark. Trust me.
We've got some upper level seats available for you, Doug.
He's marketing. Pavlovich. Oh, the tip missed by James. Tries to get out of the paint. And a foul. It's on the dice.
It almost looked like Detroit was not ready when that ball was brought in. They handed it to the guy out of bounds, and quickly LeBron got it in. Pavlovich had a little reverse layup, didn't get it to go down, but Detroit not ready to defend on that little sideline out of bounds play.
Team foul number 3 on the Pistons. LeBron's yet to attempt a shot. He's been the setup guy here in the first quarter. Daniel Gibson, rookie out of Texas, who's played so well the last 3 games. Nice pass to Partido. Able to score. So LeBron James with another assist to make it a 7-0 run for the Cavaliers. That's assist number 5 for James.
And that's the vulnerable area against that 3-2 zone. Cleveland has not done a good job in this series of hitting it. They got a great shot there for Bergeron.
Beautiful pass from McDyess to set it up for Weber. Cavaliers 22, the Pistons 21. They double up on Hughes. Oh, they surprise Hughes, and they get the jump ball.
We saw Larry Hughes do this the other night. You've got to be prepared against that trap. And if you go across half court and they close you down, that's right where you want to get that trap. And Larry Hughes has to see that, lag that ball to the other side. Once you cross the half court, that's the trapping area. You see Lindsey Hunter and Chauncey Billups come up. That's exactly where you want to hit that guy for the double team.
And you can see there was no lag man behind him, so he really didn't have an outlet. So that's not just Hughes, that's the entire team. They've got to be in position to deal with that trap.
Down to 4 on the shot clock. Bergeron, hard driving move, yes. There it comes.
Hair flopping all over the place. Crowd going crazy. And this guy just infuses his team with energy at both ends of the floor. This is probably the weakest part of his game, his low post action, but look at the use of the left hand, good footwork. He's a very young player, so I think he's got a bright future, obviously, but if he can develop that part of his game, he could become an excellent player in this league.
I love guys who come off the bench with that kind of passion and energy. During a long season, Steve, as you know, we both played, and you've got guys that you can put in the game that change the rhythm of the game. We're seeing it now with Jason Maxiell when he comes in for Detroit. It's just such a great thing for a coach to be able to have. And how about Nazi Mohammed in the game? Actually, their starting center to start the year. We have not seen him at all.
Foul was on Weber, his second, so he takes a seat. Nazi played a total of 4 minutes overall in this postseason. That's been it. And it's come on here. That's Muhammad. His shot blocked by Marshall, who just came on. Kept alive by the Pistons. Delfino. His three-quarter attempt blocked by James. Hughes off the fake. Final minute of the first quarter.
I love that move from Hughes. I mean, he's not a three-point shooter. We saw him make a couple as Billups misses his three, but the Pistons get the offensive board. But Hughes, I love a guy who shows the ball, puts it on the floor, particularly someone as strong and athletic as he is.
Delfino called for the offensive foul.
And guess who? Bergeron. The guy's everywhere. This is by far the best he's played here at home against the Pistons. In the first two games, he really struggled in here. Thought he was too hyper. Tonight, playing very well. We've seen him on the offensive end, stepping in and taking the charge. Shot clock now turned off. Cleveland has their shooters on the floor. They have Damon Jones out there, Daniel Gibson, Donyell Marshall to go with LeBron James.
Damon Jones coming on for Larry Hughes. Cavaliers holding for a final shot of this first quarter. Gibson for three. And a foul. Oh, bad play by Nazr Mohammed. That's a tough job to come off the bench after not having played for 4 straight games. We saw Mohammed get his first shot blocked. And, particularly big guys. You talked about this earlier in the series, Doug. Sometimes big guys just, they don't have all their coordination together from one day to the next. They're more likely to lose rhythm when they're sitting down for a few games. So tough spot for Mohammed.
And it's interesting to me that Flip has chosen to put him in the game here early. We have not seen Max Seal, who has played very well. Watch this, a three-point shot, and just runs into him at the end of the play.
I'll tell you what, I wish that rule had been in effect when I played, when you played, Doug, because it used to be if you released the ball and the defender ran into you, there was no call. Now you've got to give that shooter a chance to come down and land on 2 feet, and if you don't, it's a shot. We've seen more three-point foul plays this year than I can ever remember.
Gibson hits 2 or 3 time running out in this first quarter. And we did not get the buzzer, but Jack Neese over the scorer's table blowing the whistle to indicate that the quarter has come to a close. Cleveland finishes up on a 12-2 run. LeBron James not looking for his shot, but he had 5 assists and 5 rebounds. So the other guys in the scoring column, Cavaliers by 6.